So I had did a not a video, but I had posed the question about mariachi being played at Orisha events. So let's set the stage. Ochun, we have an event going on for Ochun, and instead of a violin, instead of anya, instead of a guiro, instead of abericula, we hire a mariachi band to sing mariachi music to the trono. One side says it's complete BS, it's inappropriate, it's sancocho. Another side says that it's simply the evolution of this religion. Apparently, Cubans love mariachi music, and the other side, it's an evolution where that is the Mexican expression that's their expression towards Orisha, and there's nothing wrong with having a festivity and playing mariachi to Ochun or to whoever. And it comes from the heart. It's cultural and it comes from the heart. Now, I'm not saying what I lean towards or what I don't lean towards. Of course, I would prefer to hear Anya, because the sound of the bata is beautiful. That's my personal preference. But whether the question is whether or not something is inappropriate or not. So what we have here is something that through the visual characteristics of the people, this looks like Mexico. And we can clearly see instruments that are not like mariachi, not traditional, not something that's usually seen to be played to a trono. Who and what they're actually playing to, I don't see any actual orishas, so that's a strike one right there. But let's say there was actual santos there, and it was a big old beautiful trono, and you have someone on these little log, it's like some I guess Taino log or something, and then the person on the bongos and another person on a djembe. Is that considered inappropriate and sancocho and just wrong? Or is it simply another cultural expression towards the santo? If the music that is being played to the santo is being played in earnest, is it considered appropriate? Because honestly, a lot of people would look at this and say, what the hell is that? There's no drum pattern. Like, you have to definitely see the original video. I encourage you, please look at the full video. I'm not a tech savvy person. I don't know how to post a full video of anything. I'm just a guy in his room who enjoys making videos here. So I only got 5 seconds of the clip. I encourage you, please go look at the whole clip and then come back to this. Is that considered inappropriate? It's coming from the heart. It is another expression of music to Ochun. We're just using Ochun as the example because everybody loves Ochun. Or is it, I would, playing devil's advocate, if you believe that this is wrong, what if this religion evolved in India and they were playing traditional Indian instruments and singing Barasuayo, Moñana, Guana, yada, yada, yada? The mariachi music is all in Spanish. The violin music is all in Spanish, with one song that they sing to La Caridad de Cobre. I can't remember the words, but the melody is like na 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 de la Caridad, something like that. That's like the melody. I can't remember exactly the words. It's in Spanish. So is it safe to say, oh no, that's considered sancocho because you're singing in Spanish to the santo? Well, no, because people accept that Ave Maria played on the violin, and that song that I just sang the melody is completely appropriate for the trono. There are people that look at the mariachi as being appropriate, and some say inappropriate. But where is the line drawn between something being done in earnest and with heart, and it's a cultural expression, and something going too far? Because if those same players, if they were playing well or singing well or better, would it be considered, oh, okay, no, it's a beautiful Mexican expression of La Regla de Ocha? Another example that I can think of is I've seen plenty of videos in Oyotunji where they play djembe drums, two tronos, and the melodies are not traditional melodies, because in Cuban Ocha there's no such thing as playing the djembe, at least traditional. You know, we have the bata and we have the conga, but like djembes, I personally, I've never seen a djembe in a Cuban, Afro-Cuban event. They play the cajon, the conga, the bata, of course, and they have the accompanying guidos and the ding 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 ding, whatever the hell that thing that gives me a headache is, that piece of metal. They take a glass bottle. Never a djembe. So in Oyotunji, North Carolina, I believe it is. I could be wrong. I don't know. They have music that they play to the trono of the santo. Now, I'm not going to get into the details as to, you know, is it Isheshe? Is it Lukumi? Is it Lukumishe? A mixture or whatnot? That's a whole separate topic and debate and whatnot. I'm simply focusing on the idea of, let's have a throne, play djembe using non-traditional beats, and get a microphone and sing some songs to the santo. And people will sing in earnest and they'll dance, not particularly traditional dances, I'll say, because I'm mindful of what I say. You know, I don't want to, I'm trying not to sound like an asshole. I really want to just be very analytical about everything I'm saying. Dancing dances that are not particularly traditional, playing beats that are not particularly traditional, and playing rhythms that are not, rhythms, and singing in a way that's not particularly traditional. So, but they do so in earnest. So how do we judge whether music that is used to honor and praise the santo, how do we judge when something is inappropriate versus simply an evolution of this religion? That is my question. I mean, I looked at that video and, like a lot of people, I go, what is that? Watching my words, I'm just saying, what is that? This is interesting. That's what all of this is. Feel free in the comments to give your actual thoughts below. But yeah, that's the question. Is what I showed in the beginning of this video, is it inappropriate? And if it is inappropriate, why is it inappropriate, but not inappropriate to play mariachi? And if it is appropriate to play mariachi, then how come this can't be appropriate? Well, because they're not playing as well as a fancy mariachi? Well, it came from a humble place, and they seem to play in earnest, and that's their expression of a santo. And if it's not, playing devil's advocate again, if it's not appropriate to even play mariachi, then why is it appropriate to play violin to Ochun in the first place? That's not a traditional instrument. Okay, we make associations with Ochun and the violin, but so what? We can play Ave Maria, a Catholic song, to an Orisha, but we can't play, Remember Me by Coco, the mariachi band. Maybe, and they have violins in mariachi bands, so why can't we have just, if she's the owner of the violin, then maybe she's the owner of all stringed instruments in general. Let's throw in a harp and a guitar, maybe a piano. So these, I'm not saying what I agree with, what I disagree with. I'm just trying to get the gears turning as to why is it that we believe what we believe in, because the violin did not come into being something that's done for Ochun until, I don't know, the 50s, 60s. I have the woman's name. I can't remember it for the life of me. But it was an evolution. So it's an acceptable evolution. So can mariachi be a part of that evolution? Can what we just saw 5 seconds in the beginning of this video, can that be a further evolution? What is considered appropriate and inappropriate when it comes to the honor and the worship through the expression of song and music? When is it too far, and when is it simply evolution? Let me know in the comments below. Elvin Keys are out.